about it. Let's start away with the issue about Udhayanidhi Stalin's remark. And to speak more about it, I'm also joined in by my colleagues after they had their morning cup of coffee as well as their early morning newspaper completely read out for us as well. We have with us Pankaj Mishra, who joins us, and we have also Nancy Bora, who is in fact joining us as well. Well, we say that wake up and smell the coffee to see the reality. So after reading the newspaper, Pankaj, of course, it is Udhayanidhi Stalin all the way. Everybody is asking this one question over here. Is the Congress divided over that Sanatan remark? And at the same time, the BJP seems to have got a stick to beat the India alliance to such an effect that the alliance partners, many of them are silent, of course, on that remark. But TMC, interestingly, comes out and distances itself. What Mamata Banerjee said is this. I'm quoting from the Times of India's quote on Mamata Banerjee. Every religion has its separate sentiments. India is about unity in diversity, which is our origin. We should not be involved in any matter which might hurt a section of people. So it looks like alliance partners are, in fact, going ahead and making that big kind of a distance from that statement. But Udhayanidhi Stalin seems to be saying that he will repeat the same thing again and again. Quite an embarrassing situation for the India bloc, isn't it, Pankaj?
Well, yes, to begin with, definitely, Varghese, Udhayanidhi, something with the name Uday means rises, but here, there is some upsetting situation for the India bloc. Obviously, the BJP won't leave any stone unturned to turn the tables on the recently configured India bloc. But as far as Udhayanidhi's comment is concerned, that's something which is very peculiar about DMK. And, if you look at it from the state politics angle, then there is not much new that Udhayanidhi has said. But given the larger context of the India bloc, the conglomerate various political parties who are hedging their bets on the Hindutva card also, apart from other aspects, could ill afford actually these kind of comments. And hence, what you say is correct. What the TMC leader Mamata Banerjee said, how the BJP is latching onto it. Ravi Shankar Prasad says, why are the opposition leaders like Rahul Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge, Nitish Kumar, Mamata Banerjee silent? Are you playing with Hindu sentiments for votes? Now, this is something that, despite these parties choosing not to speak on the matter, steer clear of the whole issue, the BJP will push them to the wall and elicit a response from them, thus putting them in the spot. And this is a classic, political move. And it would be difficult, obviously, for DMK in order to justify it on, this step in the larger scheme of things and being answerable to, the India bloc. This is one crucial aspect that I feel.
Well, Pankaj, of course, you rightly hinted that maybe on a state level it wouldn't have been much of an issue because Tamil Nadu has been, in fact, seeing these kind of statements coming in. But in the larger context, of course, when it comes to the India alliance, being very loyal to your Periyarist ideology did not, in fact, work out when it comes to an all-India level, especially when the Congress, which is trying to say that it is not an anti-Hindu party, this doesn't augur well when it comes to its image as such. Well, we are also joined in by Nancy. Nancy, as a young journalist, when you see this news about religion being dragged again in politics, of course, we have been seeing how religion has been dragged into politics. But early morning, when you read those newspapers, how do you, in fact, see this entire controversy as a young journalist? I mean, does it matter? Doesn't it matter for the Generation Z as such? What is it about hurting a religious sentiment? Is it about having the other view? Because a lot of youngsters nowadays have that fad saying that, I am becoming an agnostic. I am becoming an atheist. I have, inclinations to explore. So you have a lot of existential questions that a lot of people are doing. So does this technically matter?
Well, definitely it does matter because every time you still read comments like this, when there is debate going on, whether these comments are hurting religious sentiments or not. And I think what the DMK, the party has had a history of giving out this anti-Hindu and casteist remarks. And I think as young people, we really as the religion is something that we really think it's a very sensitive topic that we shouldn't be, messing with it, meddling with it. But when young politicians like Udhayanidhi Stalin goes out and when they speak about it and in such a way that eradicate this thing and eradicate that, this extremist comments that they make, it does create a huge impact among youth as well, because they now I think they don't understand it's not going to affect the Tamil Nadu politics, but it's also going to affect the Lok Sabha elections that are going to the 2024 assembly polls, because now it's DMK is now part of India bloc. So I think that really affects us, like why these comments are still being discussed, being debated over, because we have to be careful as a politician. You have to be politically correct, as my generation likes to call it. Being politically correct all the time, being being sensitive to every belief, to every religion aspect there is. So I think that young leaders and young politicians who are actually representing the youth of our country, I think they have to be more careful with what they say, with what they mean, because this kind of comments that eradicate this property, it can be seen as hated. And I think in my generation it's very easy to get offended over things, over remarks very easily. So it's, the more you are sensitive to it, the more you're careful with your words, I think the more important it becomes for the youth as well to understand these politics.
Well,
So I
of
think
course,
it
the
was
politics has got a
very
background as well,
very
Nancy.
careless on Udhayanidhi's side.
Sorry to interrupt, but I think politics has got a background in this. DMK has a background in actually, being an iconoclast party. They have been trying to become progressive, and their argument has been of how they have been able to actually maintain even religious structures which were left neglected. So they have been vouching on that as well. But they said this is also our thought process. But anyway, stay with us. We will just listen to what Mamata Banerjee did speak about when, questions were asked by reporters on this particular aspect of Udhayanidhi's remark. Let's listen into it and then we will come back on.
I have a great regards for Tamil Nadu people, full of South India, and also Stalin ji also I respect. But my humble request should be to them. Every religion, they have their separate sentiment. What we say always that if you divide my full body, it is different caste, different religions, and India is for that. India is a secular country, India is a democratic country, and at the same time, unity in diversity is our origin. So I respect Sanatan Dharma because we know the Rig Ved, Rig, Atharva, so many Veds, and it came from our Upasana, Aradhana, Bandhana, from them. And also Sanatan Dharma, I give them permission also because there are so many Purohit. They पूजा पाठ जो करते हैं तो पूजा पाठ करते हैं, they do the pujas. So how it is followed, the Palapati is a very popular in South India and all over the country. Now Siddhi Data Vinayak is popular in Maharashtra and all the country. Durga Puja is popular but belongs to every country. Now we go to Mandir, Masjid, Temple, Church, everywhere. We should not involve in any matter which may hurt any section of people. Maybe he's a junior, so he may not be knowing that. But from my side, I can give my views that I also came to know this, but I do not know from which vision they have said so. I feel that they have to respect every religion.
So you condemn this statement?
Instead of saying condemn, my humble request to everybody that we should not comment anything which may hurt the major section or the small section of the section. We have to remember unity and diversity.
Well, that was in fact the reaction coming in from Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister of West Bengal, and of course there are reactions coming in from Stalin as well. What we understand is, the Hindu has put out both the reactions of the senior Stalin as well as the junior Stalin. The senior Stalin, in fact, has made it like this. He's put out the statement saying that BJP is using religion as a weapon to hide its shortcomings, is what Stalin has said. It is in his podcast series where he gave that particular aspect. So I'll just read out what I, Udhayanidhi Stalin, as the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu and leader of the DMK, the third largest party in Parliament, and most importantly, as someone who is one among you, want to speak for India. Mr. Stalin said that the BJP was trying to damage the basic structure of India and destroy the sense of unity that Indians have cherished and protected for long. The DMK has created prime ministers and presidents. Now there is another duty of historic importance that has come our way. So that is what Stalin has in fact said, saying that you cannot discount the factor that DMK had played a very positive role when it comes to India's leadership as such, where he says that DMK has created prime ministers and presidents, probably indicating that it has been a stable coalition partner when it came to certain governments. And he in fact says that the idea is that BJP is using religion to hide itself. But then I go to the Hindu again, and just a page later, won't be intimidated by evil forces is what Udhayanidhi Stalin goes ahead and says. He's been standing his ground, Pankaj. He's been standing his ground, and he's been saying that I want to make it clear that I did not speak anything against Hinduism and the Hindus. I condemn the evil practices and inequality encouraged by Sanatana Dharma. If these evil forces threaten me, that I should not speak against it, I will speak against Sanatana Dharma again and again. So he is in fact ensuring that his ground is clear on that.